Although all looks peaceful, the narrator's voice begins, presenting the tranquil surface of Lithone floating innocently amidst the stars. These are the final moments of existence for the planet. This silent, tragic end unfolds far from Cybertron, a grim prelude to the immense challenges that will soon test Optimus Prime and the Autobots to their very core. Something has come here from the depths of space, the voice echoed, as a swirling, crimson energy began to coil around the unsuspecting planet of Lithograph. This ominous arrival, unseen by Optimus Prime or Hot Rod, carried a dread that promised to shatter any remaining peace. The swirling, crimson energy pressed in, its tendrils beginning to engulf the tranquil planet Lithone. A dreadful whisper confirmed the unthinkable, something that is going to eat Lithone. The swirling crimson energy continued its relentless consumption of Lithone as its terrified inhabitants cried out in despair. It's the end. There's no escape. Everything's being destroyed, they wailed, a desperate plea that would surely weigh heavily on Optimus Prime's heroic spark. As Lithone dissolved into the cosmic maw, a frantic citizen desperately cried out, "Kranix, wait for me." Their anguished plea was met by the somber, backward gaze of another Lithone, who could only witness the horrifying demise of their world and people. Kranix let out a horrifying "aasoghhh" as the immense, fiery energy of Unicron's consumption engulfed his very world. He could only watch in desperate terror as Lithone dissolved into nothingness around him. Realizing his only hope for survival, Kranix, gripped by desperation, rapidly transformed into a compact, expedient vehicle. With a powerful burst, he began his frantic ascent, racing against the inevitable consumption of his dying planet. With a desperate burst, Kranix launched himself into the cosmos, abandoning his ravaged world. Though he had escaped Unicron's immediate grasp, he sadly left his home behind, knowing its fate was sealed. As Kranix sped away, his home world was utterly engulfed by the cosmic maw of Unicron, its very essence twisting into destructive energies. He could only watch in despair as his planet dissolved into nothingness, leaving behind a chilling void. It is the end for the proud world known as Lithone, the cosmic void confirmed, as the once vibrant planet was utterly consumed. Nothing remained but the chilling silence of space, a poignant testament to Unicron's terrifying power. This colossal being had relentlessly journeyed to this segment of space on its never-ending mission of destruction, revealing itself as Unicron, the Planet Eater. Its near-limitless hunger drove it to convert entire worlds, with Lithone now tragically consumed, into energy to fuel its terrifying, massive form. Having just devoured Lithone, the cosmic entity Unicron now set its terrifying gaze upon Cybertron, the beloved mechanical world that Optimus Prime fought so fiercely to protect. This planet, where robots ruled and their destiny intertwined, was now gravely threatened with extinction, a chilling prelude to the challenges that would soon face even young Hot Rod. By the year 2005, the treacherous Decepticons had finally conquered Cybertron, forcing the benevolent Autobots into exile. Yet, from secret staging grounds nestled on their homeworld's 2 moons, the valiant Autobots now mustered their strength, ready to make their desperate stand and reclaim all they had lost. From a hidden command center on one of Cybertron's moons, Hot Rod's circuits sizzled with frustration, directly asking Optimus Prime, "When are we gonna start bustin' Deceptichops?" Optimus Prime, standing nearby, listened with a heavy, contemplative gaze, perhaps weighing the immense cost of such a decision. Facing critical energon shortages, Optimus Prime gravely ordered Ironhide to prepare a shuttle for a vital supply run to Autobot City on Earth. Ironhide, ever defiant, clenched his fist and declared the Decepticons' days were numbered as he eagerly braced for launch. With a burst of characteristic zeal, Ironhide dashed through the moon-base corridors, exclaiming, "Yaha! Wait till I get that shuttle warmed up." He was eager to prepare the transport, his spirit undimmed by the desperate circumstances surrounding their urgent mission. Back on the first moon, a desperate countdown echoed as the Autobots' shuttle ignited. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. With a searing blast, the vessel soared into the star-dusted void, a perilous mission initiated by Optimus Prime to secure their dwindling energon. The shuttle prepared for launch as an urgent query about Decepticon activity was met with Bumblebee's calm, "All clear." Meanwhile, Spike Witwicky, his gaze reflecting a deep longing, sent a heartfelt message to his son Daniel, promising his return once Megatron had been defeated. With a deafening Asgaro MMM, the Autobots' awesome shuttle burst from its lunar mountain housing, shattering the very structure that held it. The great craft powerfully ascended, a determined sphere of hope now racing towards the stars and their home, Earth. From the shuttle's viewport, Optimus Prime and Bumblebee looked out into the cold expanse of space, their expressions hidden, but their mission clear. "Now all we need is a little energon and a lot of luck," Optimus stated, his words a somber acknowledgement of the immense odds stacked against them. Deep within the Autobots' impressive shuttle, a quiet clicked confirmed the precise engagement of a critical system, sealing their unwavering trajectory through the vast, cold expanse. It was a testament to Optimus Prime's meticulous preparations for their daring journey. As the shuttle systems precisely engaged, a surge of energy radiated from Optimus Prime, his iconic chest glowing with determined resolve. The Autobot leader steeled himself, ready to face the looming threat. Optimus Prime's iconic ion blaster surged with a brilliant, fierce energy. Its radiant glow was a potent symbol of his unwavering determination, poised to unleash his might against the coming darkness. Optimus Prime's unwavering determination fueled his iconic ion blaster, unleashing a brilliant, searing energy bolt. The powerful projectile streaked across the battlefield, a fiery beacon of Autobot resolve against the darkness. Sometime later, the war's relentless tide had shifted, bringing the conflict back to the very heart of the Autobot homeworld. Amidst the glimmering spires of Cybertron, a tense quiet settled, a fragile peace waiting to shatter once more. Deep within his stronghold, Megatron fixed his gaze on the returning spy, Laserbeak, warmly welcoming him and sneering, "Unlike some of my warriors, you never fail me." With a sharp SQK from Laserbeak, Megatron's stern command echoed, "Soundwave, play back Laserbeak's findings," as he awaited the intelligence crucial to their war efforts. Soundwave stood ready, his arm extended to receive Laserbeak, who streaked back from its mission, undoubtedly laden with vital intel for the Decepticons. The loyal spy swiftly reconnected, allowing Soundwave sensors to process the fresh data, a crucial piece in Megatron's grand, destructive plan. Moments later, as Soundwave concluded the tape's playback, Hot Rod turned to Optimus Prime with a determined glance, stating, "Now all we need is a little energon and a lot of luck." Optimus Prime, his gaze heavy with the immense challenge ahead, responded grimly, "More than you imagine, Optimus Prime." Meanwhile, the Autobot shuttle, carrying Optimus Prime, Hot Rod, and their comrades, hurtled desperately toward Earth, navigating a perilous asteroid field. The silent void of space offered little comfort as they raced against time, unaware of the lurking dangers ahead. Hot Rod, brimming with youthful confidence, declared, "If I can dodge Decepticon rays, I can sure as shootin' dodge a couple of ice chunks." As he watched the approaching debris, his determined gaze conveyed a defiant optimism to his fellow Autobots aboard the imperiled shuttle. Suddenly, a brutal BM echoed through the shuttle as a Decepticon delivered a powerful blow to Ironhide, taunting, "You were saying, Ironhide?" The veteran Autobot reeled, his face contorted in shock and pain, as the harsh reality of their desperate fight set in. Ironhide grimaced, his face a mask of pain as he processed the brutal impact. "That wasn't no ice chunk, Prowl," he rasped, the grim reality of the Decepticon attack sinking in. Emerging from the fiery chaos, the Autobots found themselves surrounded as Decepticons, driven by their leader's merciless will, brutally attacked. "Die, Autobots," a cruel voice bellowed, sealing their grim fate. Megatron's fusion cannon unleashed a searing blast towards the Autobot leader. Optimus Prime, his face etched with grim resolve, quickly braced himself, prepared to absorb the impact of the Decepticon assault. Optimus Prime, his resolve hardened, met the Decepticon onslaught with a fierce glare, his blaster primed and ready. With battle-worn optics narrowed, he prepared to stand as a formidable shield for his Autobots against Megatron's renewed aggression. Megatron's searing blast slammed into Optimus Prime with a deafening crack, the impact shaking the valiant Autobot leader. Optimus grimaced, bearing the brunt of the assault with unwavering resolve, refusing to yield to the pain. The SKRECH of Megatron's energy blast reverberated as it slammed into Optimus Prime, carving into his metallic form. The noble leader recoiled, his face etched with a pained grimace, as the overwhelming assault tested his legendary resilience. Optimus Prime cried out as Megatron's relentless energy blast continued its assault, a piercing "SKRAT" echoing through the air as his frame shuddered under the immense pain. The valiant Autobot leader gritted his teeth, fighting to stay standing as the Decepticon's brutal attack tore through his defenses. A searing energy blast slammed into Hot Rod with a sudden, devastating scrot, forcing a desperate grimace onto his face. The young Autobot reeled, his system screaming in pain from the brutal impact. With a sycophantic gesture, Starscream boasted to Megatron that their current conquest was much easier. Then attacking the real threat, the Autobots' moon base. Megatron, basking in the glow of easy victory, looked upon his second-in-command with a satisfied smirk, declaring, "This was almost too easy, Starscream." Megatron, his expression grim with resolve, sternly declared his devastating plan to Starscream, "You fool. When we slip by their early warning systems in their own shuttle and destroy Autobot City, the Autobots will be vanquished forever." Starscream listened, his posture hinting at a grudging submission to the ruthless scheme. With grim resolve, Megatron activated the ominous device in his hands, a sharp flip, confirming the launch of his devastating plan. The crosshairs on its display pulsed, signaling the imminent danger he had unleashed upon the universe. Daniel excitedly pointed towards the sky, urging, "Hot Rod, the shuttle's coming. Let's watch it land." However, Hot Rod, seemingly bored with his fishing, merely sighed and replied with a world-weary gaze, "Talk about dull, Daniel." Responding to Daniel's eagerness, Hot Rod held the boy securely, his own gaze reflecting a determined resolve as he stated, "If we're going anywhere, Dano." He seemed to be preparing them for a swift departure or a focused journey ahead. Embracing Daniel's excitement, Hot Rod dramatically transformed into his sleek vehicle mode. "Let's ride in style," he declared, speeding off with the thrilled boy, eager to get a closer look at the approaching shuttle. And he and Daniel ride out past the wonders of Autobot City. The narrator stated as Hot Rod, carrying Daniel, blasted away in his sleek vehicle mode. The magnificent structures of their home quickly became a blur, carrying the eager pair further into the vast, unknown world beyond. Hot Rod and Daniel continued their spirited journey, pushing past the wonders of Autobot City until they reached a prominent lookout point. From this high vantage, the massive circular landing area lay stretched out before them, a critical hub in the city's defenses. Perched menacingly high above, one of Galvatron's terrifying new forces surveyed Autobot City, sneering, "Why settle for a peek when you can see everything from here?" Their confident, dark pronouncement hung heavy, a grim prelude to the chaos Galvatron was about to unleash. "Hot Rod." Daniel's voice was sharp with alarm as he pointed towards the damaged shuttle. "Look, from that hole in the shuttle, Decepticons." A crimson swarm poured forth, confirming their worst fears and signaling the terrifying arrival of Galvatron's army within Autobot City. With a cold, ruthless gaze, Galvatron raised his powerful cannon and barked, "Destroy all observation towers. We can't risk any Autobots hiding in them." His voice echoed with a chilling command, leaving no doubt about his intent to eradicate any remaining Autobot presence. As Galvatron's blast ripped through their cover, a frantic Hot Rod cried, "He's shooting at us. Hang on. We're getting out of here." He desperately maneuvered, his determination ablaze to escape the relentless assault. As Galvatron's blasts erupted dangerously close, Hot Rod raced forward, a surge of desperate determination fueling his every move. "We'll outrun them and get into the city," he declared, pushing his vehicle form to its absolute limit in a desperate bid for safety. Within the besieged Autobot City, the Autobot scientist Perceptor, in his optical mode, meticulously tracked the terrifying onslaught. His circuits surely pulsed with grim determination as he observed the relentless advance of the unexpected enemy. Ultra Magnus, his frame resolute amidst the chaos, delivered a stark assessment to Perceptor. A cursory evaluation of Decepticon capability reveals a distinct tactical deficiency on our part, he declared, adding, in other words, "Perceptor, we're outnumbered." His gaze conveying the grim truth of their overwhelming disadvantage within Autobot City. With Autobot City under siege, Ultra Magnus urgently commanded Springer and RC to transform their defenses, simultaneously tasking Perceptor to have blaster radio Optimus Prime for crucial reinforcements. Springer and RC, their optics burning with grim resolve, stood ready to face the overwhelming odds as they listened to their leader's critical orders. As RC raced alongside Springer towards the console, her gaze was still fixed on the unknown, concern etched on her face as she cried, "But Hot Rod and Daniel are still out there." Springer, however, kept his focus forward, grimly urging, "We can't wait. They'll have to take care of themselves. Come on, we've reached the console." Springer exclaimed, his hands urgently working the controls to initiate their critical escape. RC stood by, her gaze fixed on the console with a tense yet determined expression, prepared for whatever lay ahead. With a determined CHS, Springer's hand pressed firmly onto the console button, initiating the crucial sequence. His focus was absolute, knowing the fate of their mission hinged on this action. "Defensive mode sequence has commenced, RC," Springer's voice urgently declared as the ship's internal mechanisms whirred to life. A desperate yet palpable wave of defense surged through the vessel, a glimmer of hope amidst the overwhelming assault. With a desperate dive, Hot Rod yelled an urgent warning to Springer, "Move, Springer. We've only moments before the city closes entirely." Springer braced himself, fully aware they had precious seconds before the impenetrable defenses sealed them in. Hot Rod's warning still echoing, Springer and RC desperately surged towards the rapidly sealing corridor, a frantic race against time to escape the crumbling ship. The metallic groans echoed the Autobots' urgency as, true to the looming threat, the towers and buildings of the city began to pivot and retract. The world around Hot Rod, Springer, and RC started to fold in on itself, threatening to seal their fate within its rapidly closing walls. As Hot Rod's urgent warning still hung in the air, Fortress Maximus relentlessly sealed itself, its mighty components retracting like periscopes into steel shield coverings. The massive Autobot stronghold approached its awesome, formidable completion, a silent harbinger of the epic struggle to come. As the desperate Decepticon command to CONSDRUCTCONS, form Devastator, rang out, Optimus Prime's battle platform poured laser fire into Fortress Maximus's defenses. Yet, a disheartening realization settled upon the Autobots. IT would take hours of time to pierce the shielding this way, leaving them vulnerable to a growing enemy threat. The colossal internal mechanisms of Fortress Maximus ground shut with a fierce, desperate yellow glow, sealing the Autobots within. Optimus Prime felt the rumble deep within his frame, a stark reminder of their dwindling options as the ultimate defense became their final stand. The fierce, desperate yellow glow that engulfed the internal mechanisms of Fortress Maximus pulsed violently, signaling a catastrophic failure. Optimus Prime knew this debilitating blow severely weakened their defenses against the rampaging Decepticons. As the last components clicked into place, a surge of raw, destructive power ripped through the merging Constructicon, its face contorted in a guttural roar. Devastator. The mighty combiner now stood fully formed, a terrifying force ready to devastate all in its path. With a grim determination, Megatron soared as the formidable Devastator stood before him, the merged Constructicons now fully poised. As power surged through his massive frame, Devastator prepared to unleash his destructive might, ready to do that which Devastator does best: devastate. With a terrifying scratch, Devastator's massive fist ripped through the very foundations of the stronghold. The colossal force of this blow left little doubt of the fate awaiting the smaller figures who could only watch in stunned apprehension. Desperate, the Autobots unleashed flaming torpedo bombs against Devastator, blasts erupting across his massive frame. To their mounting horror, the powerful attack seemed to have almost no effect, Devastator shrugging them off with chilling ease. As Devastator continued its destructive rampage, the Autobots' desperate hopes turned to their fearless leader. Aboard the shuttle of Optimus Prime, soaring through the vast silence of space, urgent and decisive orders were given. Optimus Prime, his gaze stern and determined, issued a desperate command to his Dinobots, urging them to go to Earth and destroy Devastator. Grimlock, never one to back down from a fight, met the challenge with an enthusiastic roar. "YHH. Me Grimlock, love challenge." Dinobots transform, ready to unleash their primal fury. Responding to Optimus Prime's desperate command, the formidable Dinobots violently twisted and shifted, their frames rapidly reconfiguring into their beast modes with explosive speed. Their eager transformation signaled a desperate, yet powerful, counter-assault was about to be unleashed. With their powerful dinosaur forms fully realized, the Dinobots launched themselves forward with ferocious intent. Responding to Optimus Prime's desperate command, they roared in unison, "Dinobots, attack! Attack!" as they bore down on the colossal Devastator. Even with their valiant charge, the Dinobots were quickly pummeled by their colossal foe, Grimlock bearing the brunt of a devastating blow. Despite their raw strength, Optimus Prime's last hope against this insurmountable threat seemed to falter, leaving them utterly overwhelmed. Devastator savagely struck an already overwhelmed Dinobot, his immense power crushing their valiant efforts. "Excellent, Devastator, your leader approves." Galvatron's voice echoed with cold satisfaction as he observed the brutal display. As the devastating battle raged, Optimus Prime and Hot Rod emerged from their shuttle, the wise leader's gaze fixed with grim determination. Drawing his blaster, Optimus Prime declared, "Megatron must be stopped," as Hot Rod stood ready by his side, poised for the inevitable confrontation. As Optimus Prime began his mighty transformation, he declared with unwavering resolve, and no matter the cost, his gaze fixed on the urgent conflict. Hot Rod looked up, witnessing the immense burden his leader carried, ready to face the looming darkness head-on. Galvatron, eyes narrowed in disbelief and growing fury, watched as Optimus Prime, in his truck form, effortlessly scattered the Decepticon attack force. A chilling question escaped his lips. Who can so easily scatter the attack force of the Decepticons? Optimus Prime, now fully transformed, fixed his resolute gaze upon Galvatron and declared, "Your reign of terror has gone on too long, Megatron. I am here to end it." Galvatron, his optic flaring with a mix of shock and fury, could only stammer in disbelief, "You, Optimus Prime," as his old nemesis stood defiant. With a thunderous boom, Optimus Prime unleashed a powerful strike, only for Galvatron's defiant voice to echo back, "You'll do nothing, just as you did when we Decepticons conquered Cybertron and drove you Autobots off it. And now we'll do the same here, on Earth." Refusing to yield, Optimus Prime met Galvatron's assault with a defiant counterstrike, declaring, "Not while a spark still lights up my circuits, Megatron." The powerful blow connected, pushing Galvatron back as their desperate struggle raged on. In the furious clash with Galvatron, Optimus Prime unleashed a powerful, desperate blow, but tragically, it was Hot Rod who was caught in the impact, slammed to the ground with a horrifying scratch. But tragically, Galvatron countered with a brutal strike, declaring, "Then I'll turn your lights off permanently." The devastating THWK sent a painful shockwave through Optimus Prime, his brave chassis recoiling under the force of the blow. Galvatron's brutal counterattack found its mark, a devastating kick that sent Optimus Prime reeling backward with a painful blunt. The valiant leader struggled against the overwhelming force, his form momentarily compromised by the merciless assault. Galvatron pressed his brutal advantage, unleashing a devastating energy blast with a slash from his cannon that struck Optimus Prime. The valiant leader cried out "Arrgh" in raw agony as the powerful impact rocked his chassis, his resolve being tested to its very limits. Galvatron, towering over the severely wounded Autobot leader, gloated, "You're finished. You and your Autobot lackeys will soon be rusting in the breeze." Optimus Prime, kneeling and clearly in pain, could only look up at his triumphant foe, his once unwavering spirit now bearing the heavy weight of defeat. Battered but unyielding, Optimus Prime defiantly blocked the brutal blast, declaring, "It takes more than your clumsy attack to destroy me, Megatron." His resolute gaze burned bright as he added, "More than anything you can do." Enraged by Optimus Prime's persistent defiance, Galvatron lunged forward, his glowing eyes burning with hateful fury. "I'll RIP out your optics," he snarled, threatening a gruesome final act. With a powerful counterattack, Optimus Prime struck Galvatron, the blow sending the Decepticon leader stumbling backward with a loud scratch. Unyielding, Optimus Prime taunted his transformed foe, and even more clumsy attack. "Do you intend to make a habit of this, Megatron?" Battered and broken, Galvatron knelt before Optimus Prime, desperately pleading, "And no more, Optimus Prime. Grant me mercy. I beg of you." Unyielding, Optimus Prime looked down on his fallen foe, declaring, "You who are without mercy now plead for it. I thought you were made of sterner stuff." But suddenly, Galvatron, his eyes alight with renewed fury, rose up and aimed his weapon, snarling, "So you think I'm clumsy, you spin pile of junk." The Decepticon leader's defiant words carried a chilling promise of violence for Optimus Prime. Galvatron, his rage burning, snarled, "Now you'll learn why we are called Decepticons, and why Megatron is the mightiest Decepticon of all," as he unleashed a devastating blast. The shot tore through Optimus Prime's chest with a violent PASSHH, forcing a pain, AGH, from the selfless leader as he staggered back. Galvatron, his eyes alight with triumphant malice, seized the moment to aim his weapon at Optimus Prime, Snarling, "I've waited millions of years for this moment. It's over, Prime." But Optimus Prime, gathering his last reserves of strength, surged forward with a defiant, "Never," and delivered a powerful, desperate punch to Galvatron. Optimus Prime, his gaze burning with righteous fury, unleashed a devastating punch upon Galvatron, declaring, "This is for all those Autobots slain in your mad conquest of Cybertron." Galvatron reeled from the powerful blow, sparks erupting from his chest as Optimus Prime bowed. "It's your finish, Megatron." Though smoke billowed from Optimus Prime's own battle-worn frame, his devastating punch had found its mark. Galvatron lay crumpled and sparking on the ground, the caption starkly declaring, "Megatron collapses." Optimus Prime, having delivered his final blow, collapsed, his frame smoking from the immense damage. Hot Rod and the other Autobots rushed to his side, their faces filled with anguish as Hot Rod cried out, "Optimus! Optimus! Don't DIY, you can't." With Optimus Prime's final, devastating blow having landed, Megatron lay utterly defeated and sparking on the ground as a gleeful Decepticon sneered, "How do you feel, mighty Megatron, head to Cheech?" Realizing the battle was lost, another Decepticon urgently commanded Astrotrain to transform and get US out of here. The Decepticon shuttle, carrying their fallen leader, rocketed skyward with grim urgency, its pilot declaring, "As you command, Starscream." In the wake of Megatron's defeat, Starscream had wasted no time seizing control, and the retreat was now his, for better or worse. Hot Rod's optic widened in disbelief and elation as he witnessed the Decepticons scrambling for their ships, exclaiming, "The Decepticons are retreating." Prime did it. He turned the tide. A wave of relief washed over him as Optimus Prime's final, heroic blow had shattered the enemy's will and saved them all. The Decepticon shuttle vanished, leaving the Autobots with a hollow victory. Optimus Prime, his form heavy with sorrow, looked to the sky alongside Hot Rod and another, his voice echoing the crushing cost of their triumph. "We've driven them off, but at what a price? What a price." After the intense battle, back in Autobot City, frantic efforts were made to save Optimus Prime as he lay gravely injured on a medical berth. The surrounding Autobots worked with grim determination, their optics filled with a desperate hope for their fallen leader. Despite the Autobots' frantic efforts, the diagnostic equipment painted a grim picture of Optimus Prime's condition. A somber voice finally confirmed their worst fears. "I fear the wounds are mortal." The weight of those words settled heavily, signaling a tragic end for their noble leader. Hot Rod reached out in anguish, pleading, "Prime, you can't die," unable to accept the dire truth. Yet, Optimus Prime, ever the leader, offered a final, serene comfort. "Do not grieve. Soon I shall be one with the Matrix." With his life force ebbing, Optimus Prime looked to his loyal comrade, Ultra Magnus, intending to pass on the Matrix of leadership. Though Ultra Magnus humbly protested, "But Prime, I'm just a soldier, I'm not worthy." Optimus Prime, with his final words, spoke of faith. "Nor was I, but one day an Autobot shall rise from our ranks and use the powers of the Matrix to light our darkest hour." With his life force quickly fading, Optimus Prime looked up at Ultra Magnus, delivering his final, profound command. "Until that day, till all are one. Do what must be done now." The weight of Optimus's dying words, a call for continued hope and action, settled heavily upon Ultra Magnus, whose solemn gaze reflected the immense burden now falling upon the Autobots. With a faint K-like-K, Optimus Prime, clinging to his last reserves of life, activated the device. A blinding light erupted from his touch, signifying the momentous transfer of the Matrix of leadership. With a final surge of his dying spark, Optimus Prime clasped the powerfully glowing relic, its radiant energy momentarily eclipsing his fading form. "The Autobot leadership Matrix," he declared, entrusting its sacred power to the future of the Autobots. With a profound sense of duty, Ultra Magnus slowly moved the powerfully glowing Matrix of leadership towards his own chest cavity. His gaze heavy, he solemnly addressed the assembled Autobots, acknowledging the immense loss. "This is a time of great sorrow, fellow Autobots." As the Matrix of leadership connected with him, Hot Rod's optics flared with immense power, illuminating a profound realization. He deeply sensed his new purpose, understanding that now is the time to sense our purpose and, with it, seize the future. From within the Matrix, Optimus Prime's spectral form emerged, his gaze unwavering as he commanded, "Follow him, Autobots. Follow him." With this final, profound guidance, Optimus entrusted the future of the Autobots to their newly empowered leader, Hot Rod. Following Optimus Prime's final, spectral command, his body rested on a berth, a solemn reminder of the ultimate sacrifice he had made. The Autobots gathered around, their gazes filled with profound respect and sorrow for their fallen leader. Elsewhere, the cosmic camera pulled away from Optimus Prime's final rest, drawing the audience into the terrifying heart of evil. Within the core of Unicron, a sinister energy pulsed, hinting at the immense, dark power that had birthed Galvatron. From within the very core of the Matrix, Galvatron's face contorted in furious despair as he roared, "No, not when I am so close. Not now." The ancient artifact pulsed with an unbearable light, threatening to repel him just as he reached for ultimate power. Meanwhile, Astro Train hurtled through the cosmic void, its escape from Earth quickly running into unforeseen difficulties. From within its depths, a voice, filled with urgency that could only be Galvatron's, barked, "Jettison some weight, or I'll never make it to Cybertron," highlighting the desperate gamble they were now taking. As the Decepticons grappled with their dire escape aboard Astro Train, a cold voice declared, "In that case, I say it's survival of the fittest, Starscream." Standing resolute amidst the fallen, Starscream then commanded, "Fellow Decepticons, Astro Train has requested that we lighten our burden," his gaze falling upon the inert forms of his less fortunate comrades. Seizing the moment amidst the chaos, Starscream challenged the gathered Decepticons, "Do I hear a second on that?" Immediately, Scavenger looked up with a determined expression, raising his hand and declaring, "AYE." As Astro Train jettisoned its wounded passengers into the cold void, the desperate cries of the discarded Decepticons echoed into the blackness. "Don't, please. We're still alive. Alive." Their pleas were met only by the indifference of their departing comrades, leaving them to their grim fate in space. The severely damaged Megatron, weakly suspended in the void, cried out in a desperate plea, "Wait, I still function." From unseen, Starscream's cruel laughter rang out with a mocking, "OH, how it pains me to do this. Heh dot." Severely damaged and adrift in the void, Megatron screamed "Nuo" as a powerful, alien beam of light enveloped him. His ravaged form was inexorably pulled towards an unknown, terrifying destiny. Time passed, and the scattered Decepticons floated aimlessly through the inky void until a massive, enigmatic planet-sized object loomed into view. Galvatron, feeling an inescapable force, bravely noted, "We're being drawn to that strange-looking world by some sort of attractor beam. I can feel us being pulled," as an ominous pull began to drag the remnants of his armada towards the unknown. As the damaged Megatron was drawn further into the colossal, transforming entity, a deep, ominous voice rumbled from its vast metallic form. "IT's surface seems a bit like that of Cybertron itself," it intoned, as raw power began to violently reshape Megatron's very essence into the terrifying form of Galvatron. Moments later, the bewildered Decepticons were set gently down upon the alien surface, a vast, mechanical expanse that was Unicron himself. Despite his injuries, Megatron still demanded, "Show yourself and state your reason for bringing us here," receiving the chilling reply, "Welcome, Megatron. I am Unicron." Unicron's colossal voice boomed, reminding Galvatron of his immense power as the planet itself, and commanding him to destroy the Autobot Matrix. Galvatron, fueled by his new might, boasted that he had already crushed Optimus Prime with his bare hands. Yet, a defiant Hot Rod, standing resolute against the overwhelming presence, scoffed back, "You exaggerate." Galvatron, his face a mask of incandescent fury, screamed at Unicron, "No, the point is you are a fool. The Matrix has been passed on to their new leader. Ultra Magnus, destroy it for me, Megatron." Yet, his fractured mind desperately clung to the delusion, proclaiming, "The PO.NT he is dead." And the Matrix died with him, even as his eyes burned with rage. Unicron, attempting to solidify his control with promises of a new body and legions, found himself challenged as Galvatron defiantly declared, "No, you don't own me." Even as he pondered, "Why should I? What's in it for me?" Galvatron's refusal was met with a chilling decree from Unicron, condemning him to proceed on your way to oblivion. Engulfed by the all-destroying mist surging from Unicron's core, Megatron desperately cried, "No. No, I accept your terms." Unicron, in his terrifying might, accepted the surrender, allowing the transformation to begin while declaring, "Excellent. Now observe. These shall be your new minions." The battered Decepticons, still reeling from the battle, were suddenly engulfed in blinding energy as Unicron's power surged through them. Their grievous injuries vanished instantly, their forms undergoing a terrifying transformation that promised a renewed and even more formidable threat. As Unicron's devastating power surged, Megatron and the remaining Decepticons were violently stripped bare, their very structures contorting amidst the searing red energy. Their agonizing forms were brutally remade, each silhouette twisting under the Planet Eater's monstrous will. As Unicron's dark power brought forth new abominations, the menacing Cyclonus stood ready, poised to become Megatron's personal ship. Beside him, the ruthless Scourge, accompanied by his shadowy huntsman, the Sweeps, stared out with cold resolve, a new band of warriors born from despair and forged for ruthless conquest. A terrifying agony seized Megatron as Unicron's dark will bent him to its purpose. "And now I shall recreate you, mighty Megatron, inside and out," Unicron's chilling voice declared, twisting his very form into something monstrous and new. Unicron's ominous voice echoed, "And no longer are you the weak and wounded warrior, Megatron." As chaotic energy enveloped him, Megatron's broken form was painfully reshaped, his essence twisted into something far more powerful and menacing. Unicron's chilling voice boomed, proclaiming Megatron's dark rebirth. "Now you are a being with powers beyond your wildest imaginings." As a blinding, violent burst of energy consumed the former Decepticon leader, the very fabric of reality strained, heralding the terrifying arrival of Galvatron, a new menace even Optimus Prime and Hot Rod could barely imagine. Empowered by Unicron's chilling command, "Now go and fulfill your destiny," a terrifyingly reborn Galvatron stood, his gaze fixed on a grim future. "I will destroy all in my path," he roared, promising not only to crush Ultra Magnus and the Matrix, but to bring forth a judgment day, where all Autobots would be slain and Earth would fall.